could have a friend like you. Just one more time. I didn't know that I could have a friend like one who holds me close in shame. Oh, I didn't know that I could have a friend, one who's a better friend than I could ever be. Oh, I didn't know that I could have a friend like you. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating. It's coming alive now. This is where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating. I'm not numb anymore. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating. Here's where the dead things come back to living. I feel my heart beating. It feels so good, it feels so good to know you are mine.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl Shanee, aka Kingdom Rebel. Today I'm here to talk to you about healing wounds. We all dealt with anxiety. Well, not all. Well, some of us dealt with anxiety, depression. I know I've had, and fear of dying and panic attacks. I used to get panic attacks and deal with anxiety for years. I would go to sleep and I'll just jump up out of my sleep feeling like I can't breathe. My chest is tight, my heart is pounding, and even on the road, I would go into panic attacks on the interstate while I'm driving with a lot of other cars on the road, and I'll just start freaking out and swinging in and out of traffic because I'm trying to hurry and rush myself to the hospital because I feel like I'm about to die. I done had scares where I was at home and all of a sudden my whole face just went numb and my hands was tingling and I couldn't feel my tongue. That's just how bad my panic attacks were. And then I would even try to avoid places that would trigger my attack. So that made me live a miserable life. I wasn't happy. I was just always sad, and I didn't do a lot of fun things because I couldn't do people. It's like every time I get around too many people, I would break out into panic attacks and stuff like that. But God says that He came to heal the brokenhearted and bind up our wounds. So right there, God cares about all of that stuff, and He don't want to see us dealing with depression, mother wounds, father wounds, any of that. Before He can even help us, we have to actually acknowledge that we have a problem, and that we're dealing with some stuff. Because if we act like there's nothing wrong, then He can't help us, because God only can heal the real us. He can't heal the fake us. So we have to actually acknowledge that we have a problem and be like, yeah, God, such and such did hurt me, and I'm having a hard time forgiving them, and I need You to help me. Or like, yeah, God, I didn't have my dad in my life. I feel like he abandoned me. And we just give God our heart and what's on our heart, and He will mend it and put it back together and make us whole. Because just like He told me, because I didn't have my father in my life, and so I felt like He was supposed to be there and support me and keep me safe and give me my true identity. But in order to heal from that father wound, I had to let him go. I had to release him, and I had to say, you know what, I forgive my dad. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here. So I appreciate my dad for that. I had to pray for him, bless him, and let it go. And then as I went on, God started telling me that I'll be the father you never had. I will show you the path to take and help you discover your true identity. I'll be your protector. He had to tell me that. And as I read and renewed my mind, then I started to see, you know what? God is my dad, and I'm His princess, and He cares about me, and He loves me. And so when I released my father and let it go, it felt like a weight was lifted off of me. So we just have to, give our problems to God, give the anxiety to God. And I believe most of my anxiety came from me holding so much in, from hurt, anger, holding on to unforgiveness. That opened doors to anxiety and the spirit of bitterness, because I choose to hold on to stuff instead of letting it go. And so I ended up opening doors to spirits of, anger and resentment and hatred. But as I began to grow in my walk with God, He showed me, it's not hurting them that you're holding on to what they did to you. All you're doing is hurting yourself, because it started manifesting in my body as anxiety and panic attacks. And I'm having the trembles and the shakes. It was horrible. So I say all of this to say is, give it to God. He's here to heal you. He wants to heal you. He don't want to see you living a miserable life. But, it's just like a hospital. You cut yourself and you just look at, it's just a cut. It's not bad. I don't need to go to the hospital. I'll be okay. And then before you know it, that cut ended up turning into an infection, and then started oozing. And now all of a sudden, something that was so simple, if you would have just went to the doctor and got it treated, now you got to get your hand cut off. That's the same thing with God. You try to deal with it on your own and be like, and try to hold it in, and I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. And all we do is let, it build up, and then next thing you know is bitter, unforgiveness, anger, hatred, and rejection, and then all of that just end up making you miserable. Then next thing you know, you're depressed, and then next thing you know, you're suicidal. And when you could have just, just give it to God, because He's our doctor, He's our healer, and He wants to make us better. But we have to do our part and acknowledge that, yeah, we are broken and we are hurt, and go to God. Even if we just have to give Him our little pieces, we give Him what we have. We give God what we have, and He will take our little pieces and put us back together and make us whole. So God loves you, we love you, and we just want to see you do good. We want to see you living your best life. We want to see you being your best self. And with God, you can be that. You don't have to fight these battles alone. You don't have to deal with anxiety alone or your panic attacks. God is there. He says to cast all your cares on Him, because He cares for you. So you don't have to battle this alone. You're not alone. So we love you here on the hill. And y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all. Peace.
I'm not numb anymore.